Individualism is the idea that freedom of thought and action for each person is the most important quality of society, rather than shared effort and responsibility. For instance, let's say this presentation right now. If individualism was involved, it'd look like...
This completes our presentation.
And now the credits. Suffer.
Or maybe even this. And we don't want that, do we? It's unfair, it's mean, and it's unjust. Therefore, we're introducing this motion.
We should stop being individualistic!
What leads to the tendency of being self-centered? Well, like all philosophers, there are many theories about it. For instance, love of self versus selfishness. The difference is distinguished between amour de soi and amour propre from Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Viewing humans are born to be selfish, but not what you might think. The suggestion is that self-love is not inherently bad, but when it's about ego, comparison, and status, it becomes problematic. While amour de soi aims at the maintenance and survival of the individual, amour propre aims at one's comparative worth. It is inherently competitive, focused on standing out and being noticed among the crowd, rather than living simply and modestly, concerned with satisfying our own needs. Society drives us towards competition and division. Also, moral duty, sympathy, compassion are offered as ways to direct our action beyond pure self-interest.
Egocentrism is the tendency to see reality as centered on oneself. It refers to difficulty differentiating between self and other. More specifically, it is difficulty in accurately perceiving and understanding perspectives other than one's own. Egocentrism also refers to the concept of self-interested thinking, which is the tendency to accept and defend beliefs that harmonize with one's own self-interest. Besides, egocentrism also refers to self-serving bias, which is the tendency to overrate oneself, see oneself as being better than one actually is, and attribute success to oneself but failure to the others.
Individualism isn't inherently bad, and it's necessary to function in society and live a full life. It's also necessary to explore your own individualism to better understand your own specific drives and motivations with the goal of developing unique skills to better the world around you. Individualism fosters innovation and creativity as it allows individuals freedom to think and act independently. Individualism promotes personal growth and fulfillment, where individuals are given the autonomy to pursue their own passions and interests. They are more likely to experience a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in their lives. In modern society, individualism plays a crucial role in fostering innovation and creativity. Individualistic thinkers are more inclined to take risks and challenge the status quo, which is essential for pushing the boundaries of knowledge and driving progress in various fields. Some individualistic culture traits found in those who participate in individualism are being dependent upon others is considered shameful or embarrassing. This can show up in many different ways in our daily lives. For example, young adults often feel pressured to move out and be independent as soon as possible, while people in the workplace are often reluctant to ask their colleagues for help or advice. Aside from that, independence is highly valued. People are often praised for being able to accomplish things on their own without any help or support. Individual rights also tend to take center stage. People often value their own interests over the collective needs or well-being of the group. People often place a greater emphasis on standing out and being unique, and they also tend to be self-reliant. They prefer to do things on their own without asking for assistance. And on top of that, the rights of individuals tend to take a higher precedence than the rights of the larger group.
Why do we live in such a strong individualist society today? It is because individualism benefits the status quo and the material interests of the ruling class. Individualism and society work together to reinforce each other so that the status quo can be upheld by consent instead of force. People's imaginations of what a non-individualist society, both in the future and the past, might look like are actively being limited because individualism is so dominant. Individualism promotes values such as independence and self-sufficiency, which aren't inherently wrong in of itself, but the degree to which those values are applied at are what lead to the issue at hand.
John Locke's natural rights come to mind. While Locke was dealing with political philosophy, his theory of basic human rights to live, liberty and property, which also influenced the American Constitution, relates to the individual rights part of individualism. The latter of which tends to be to hold the importance of individuals' rights to property. Individualism, after all, did not exist within the feudal system that preceded concepts of individual property. It is also worth considering Jose's social contract theory when discussing individualism. The social contract theory claims that when we agree to live in groups, we agree to obey the group's rule. Locke had taken this a step further to suggest that individuals may give some of their rights over to a legitimate government for the benefit of the government's power.
There are 7 aspects for individualist culture that emphasizes autonomy, independence, self-sufficiency, uniqueness, personal achievement, individual liberties and rights, and self-directions. Contrast the rights with a collective culture where people might sacrifice their own comfort for the greater goods of everyone else. For instance, showing up to a gathering with friends after a long day of work. Such difference can influence nearly every aspect of behavior, ranging from the career a person chooses, the products they buy, and the social issues they care about.
The cultural patterns seen in individualistic cultures have shaped these societies in important ways, but they also come with their own unique set of advantages and challenges that affect both individuals and larger societies. On the plus side, this type of culture tends to promote strong self-esteem, confidence, and self-sufficiency. Research has found that people from individualistic cultures tend to exhibit greater well-being. However, individualist culture can also have downsides. People from such cultures tend to experience greater stress, have less social support, and have less pro-social behavior, reducing empathy in people, increased sense of self-importance. People from these cultures are not only less likely to help others, they are also less likely to ask for help when they need it.
So, how has your experience been recently at our new company?
It's fun.
Good. And how about you?
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, right, before I left for this new company, I arranged a gathering with my friends from my old company because, you know, I wanted to see them one last time before I moved to this new company because this new company is in a completely different state, right? And I wanted to see my old colleagues like one last time before I moved here. So before I left for this company, I arranged like a get-together with my old colleagues. And, you know, it was nothing crazy. It was just like a lunch, you know, with them. And so I'd arranged it and we agreed to meet up at another colleague's house that day. And I allowed them to like bring their own food, you know, just have a little, like, it wasn't crazy. It was just a little get together, you know. And I asked around like maybe 5 of my colleagues, you know, I asked them to come purely just because I wanted to see them one last time, you know, because I hadn't seen them for like months since I was busy like applying for this job here, right? So I haven't seen them in months and I'm like beyond excited to see them this time around, right? So I invite them over to another colleague's house to have lunch with me. And they all tell me that they're up for it, right? So I wait, and eventually the day comes, and we all get there at like the set time, and we all bring our food, and it's a great time. We all eat, we all chat, like we catch up with each other. It's been so long since we've seen each other, right? But one of my colleagues only arrived like 2 hours after the set time, you know? And usually this isn't like her, like, especially, but she's kind of changed after she moved to her new job. So like, it's not like her, because she's so excited about like seeing us, So it's been like 2 hours since we expected her to arrive, and we all keep messaging her. We're like, where are you? Like everyone's here already. Like, where are you? And she said like, oh, I'm gonna be a bit late. My friends at my new job wanted to have lunch with me first, even though we'd already arranged this gathering way before this presumed lunch with her friends at her new job, at her new swanky job, right? So understandably, I'm a little bit pissed. We're all a little bit pissed, because like, it's not the nicest thing to leave your friends hanging for so long. And to know that like you have a group of people waiting for you, why would you prioritize your own needs when you are leaving other people hanging? It's not right. It's not nice, So understandably, we're all a little bit pissed. And it takes 2 hours for her to get here. And when she finally gets here, she's not excited. Like she was probably way more excited at that, at her gathering with her friends than the gathering we were having here. So she comes here, she brings her pasta, and we all eat her pasta. And she's just bored out of her mind. She doesn't chat with us. Even if she does chat with us, she talks her ear off about problems with like her and her boyfriend, or like her and like this girl she hates at her new job. And I don't get to talk to her once. I don't get to have a proper conversation with her. And I'm livid. I'm like, can't I have like a proper conversation with you? Can't I like reconnect you? Can't catch up with you? But no, all she just wants to do is vent for like half an hour straight. And at some point while we're having lunch, she just looks up at me and goes, so what are we doing here? Like I didn't already tell them that I was moving to another state for another job. I just don't understand why someone would prioritize their own needs and leave their own friends hanging, even though they've been waiting for her. It's very like self-centered thinking. I'm just not happy with it.
I don't know if anyone ever like said about this, but man, when I tried to do a project with all of them, it was like, man, I don't know what am I doing, man. Not only did I get the worst part, I have to do everything for them. It all happens when they were my boss, like literally assigned us with a project, and I didn't get to pick any of my colleagues. So it was like in random. And I was like, it's fine, it's probably fine. It's just a new way to like get to know my colleagues and stuff like that. No, after like about 7 days, they didn't say anything. They left me on read. Anything I said like, hey, do you guys want to go and discuss about this project because it's like close to the deadline? And they were like, yeah, sure. And then when it actually happens, no one showed up. Literally no one. I have no idea what is going on. And then when I was like, okay, maybe a lot of people don't know that much about this project, neither do I, but I was trying my best. So I was like, okay, I'll just assign parts and they would just do it by themselves. When I did that, not only did they use AI to do their project, I have to fix it for them. So during that presentation, it was like, I do not know what is happening right now because they read off their scripts because they said they were preparing a script and it's all AI. And I know that everyone in that meeting room was staring at them like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. And the worst part is after they like stopped midway because they forgot their script, I have to boost in because they pulled me out. Was like, hey, can you help me with this? I didn't know their part. I was doing my own, and it's really hard to doing my own. So in that situation, of course, I was like, yeah, here's the part. After that, I was like, man, probably if I keep working with them, it's not gonna go good. But who knows? After that, there's another project. That project is even worse because that project was even bigger, and our boss had like about 20 days for us to do it. During that time, I know everyone was busy, so I didn't give too much of concern. But no one said anything. And I said no one, I mean no one. For like about 10 days, there were no one saying anything. Same the thing. And then after that, I stood my ground. I literally just commanded everyone like a dictator. Basically, I was like, okay, if you guys stop like responding to me, I'm just gonna tell the boss. Because this is not working well. This is legit not working well. And then cut to the project. We're doing the project. I was like, oh, okay, they wrote it quite decently. It was quite detailed. It has the points. It has what I needed. Okay, it's fine. When I put it into those plagiarism checkers, AI checkers, it was about 90%. How do you even reach 90%? It's like no creativity. It's like even if I wrote something out of my mind, it would be about like 60%. I don't even know how they do that. So basically what I did was I tried to message them individually because they're very individualistic, to say the least. Most of them, when they say they want to work together, they mean like, I pass you this message and that's it, work together. So I have to message them every single time individually to say, hey, have you done this? Have you fixed this? No one said anything. They were like, yeah, I did. And then when I check it again, it's still the same thing. cut back to doing like close to the deadline of the project. I was almost done with my part. Everything is almost done. Everything's prepared. Even the AI checker was good. Everything's good. And I sent to the group, to them, and asked them, okay, is there anything else you guys think? It's kind of weird. It's not detailed. Please say it now before I send it. Twice. Legit twice. Nothing. They were like, yeah, cool, sure. Okay, when I sent it, one dude, I will remember this dude. I don't want to name anyone because politician, you know. He goes, what about the plagiarism checker? I do not know how much rage I had after he said that word. Because what do you mean, the plagiarism checker? And why do you not do it yourself when I said it? This is how like individualistic my team was. They were doing their part. Yes, they were doing their part. What about the others? They don't concern themselves with that. They only care about themselves. And they never like think about, oh, maybe this is a team thing. Maybe we're doing this for teamwork. No, they were not thinking about that at all. So cutting back to the plagiarism order, checker, I was furious. So I was like, why didn't you do it? Why do I have to do it? Man, this whole realization was like my project. Like, it was my project, basically. It was my project. It was my problem. I didn't do anything. Because it's not everyone's, it's my project. So I need to not only be their moms, I also have to care for them, do anything in my power to do every single thing like what they do in AI. So yeah.
Let me spill the tea. This is about an ass kisser, alright, hear me out. The story is like that. It's like a small mistake in the work. Okay, that's fine, I know that. That's a mistake, that's my mistake. But I'm just an intern and then nobody tell me, nobody inform me that is the mistake. I just like wake up and then suddenly, you know what? That's a senior. It's not really my coworker, just a senior. She texts in the group chat, like text me, said that I'm doing the sloppy work. Me? We are doing the work together, But what you mean is only me. So I just defend for myself, Yeah. Now I was like, why you push the responsibility to me? We are doing together, right? Why doesn't inform me anything and then just blame me in this group chat so directly? I just want to say that I'm not satisfied for her behavior. Okay, watch out. This time, the ass kisser come out. Alright, she just asked me to shut up. Diam. She said that because I'm a junior, I'm just an intern. Why should I speak up for myself? I was like, what? Okay, but I'll never reply her because she's not the one that I expect to reply. Alright, I don't have to argue with her. She just like said that, oh, you know what? Every time when we ask you to do some things, you're always so rude. She said that I'm rude. Said that I don't listen to anything. She just tried to change this focus to another focus. Try to saying that my personality is rude. Like, no, I cannot record this anymore. I think I'm gonna punch that ass kisser in the face.
Okay, and last week, I joined a green team building event organized by our company, and I found that some of my colleagues are so terrible. This is because during the event, they just focus on the task that sounds easy and they like to do, and they kept avoiding the tasks that are so a bit
Difficult?
Yeah, difficult. They're a bit difficult and hard to do. And they just focus on the tasks that are easy and not so difficult to do. And they kept avoiding the tasks like cleaning the compounds or carrying the heavy items. And at first, I thought that was not a problem, but later I noticed that this caused many problems to our team, and some of our teammates felt that so comfortable to working with them. So uncomfortable. They felt that so uncomfortable to working with them. And I really didn't enjoy the event at all because of them, because they are too focused on their own comfort. Yeah, I hate selfish people.
word.